All right, sweet. Here we are. What's up, Kay Marie?
Hey, Tyler.
All right, so cool. I'm super excited to share with your group and my group here about the power of alignment and what's happening this month and how it's helped you already. So, uh, go ahead and just share with us a little bit about like how has your journey been so far? It's only been a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so.
Yeah, pretty brand
What
new.
have you seen?
Yes, super new, but I know that just when I met you and heard you speak at the Faith Over Fear Business Summit, I was just like, wow, I need to learn more because there was something about just the way you were teaching about how when you're in full alignment that you can actually achieve your goals fast. I'm like, I knew that there had to be a way because it's like we can't all just be working and working and working so hard and it takes like years and years and years to achieve these goals. And the way that you were describing things of how is when you're in alignment you can literally just get to your goals right away. And since I'm working with so many people and as I've shared with you, my mission is to impact and empower moms to live a happier, healthier, more abundant and purposeful life. And how can they do that if it's taking them forever to get to their goals? And so I was like very intrigued by the methods and the techniques that you share. And I was like, I need to learn more about this. And so I started diving in, reading your books, learning from you. And it's been incredible so far. I mean, I can feel a shift with my energy. And my dreams and like the things that I've been working on are actually like coming to fruition, not immediately necessarily because I have to do the work too. But it's as I'm starting to do the work, all of a sudden it's coming easier. It's not quite as hard to do the work. I'm not
Yeah,
procrastinating as much. And
yeah,
so that's
that's
my
awesome.
journey so far. It is
Yeah.
so brand new.
And with that, I just want to share like, I talk a lot about this, but the unstoppable equation here is huge. So, as people think about the speed at which you attain a goal, so that's, what you're talking about is like, and all the moms that you teach and support, we have these goals, whether it's, hey, I want to make more money, or I want to feel more connected to my loved ones, I want to be more present, I want to work on this thing that I've never even looked at in a long time, and like I want to start working toward my passion. This represents the speed at which we can attain it. And most of us, we go at it like this, where we'll go and we'll say, okay, I'm going to put in the skills, learn the skills. I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to focus like crazy. I'm just going to put in the reps, work really hard, do what it takes, and eventually it'll work. But the problem with that is sometimes we spend 20, 30, 40 years doing this and we still haven't attained our goal.
Yeah.
And yet someone else does it in days. And we're like, what's the difference? Right? Why does someone out there nail their goal really quickly? Why someone else takes years? And the key here is everything that lies under, which is allergies and addictions. And this is the big kicker here is that so many of us have fight flight responses in our body tied to our past pains. So if Tyler, me, my old self, I had a lot of past definitions or programs, as I call them, in our cellular memory that said, okay, if I make more money, I'm going to lose my marriage. If I make more money, it's going to be really tough. I'm not going to have enough time. And it's going to be more of a struggle. So I had pains connected to the goals that I wanted, which is why we take so long to attain it. But if we can acknowledge these fight flight responses and shift it, all of a sudden now yes, we might have to still learn the skills. Yes, we need to work. Yes, we need to focus. But now it all works for me. So when I'm putting in 100 amount of effort up here, I'm getting out maybe 90 to 100% out. Versus before, if I had, 10 allergies and addictions, I'd put in 100 out and I'd only get 10 in, which some of us go negative. We're like, I'm going backwards. And
Yeah.
so it's really defining what we want and pinpointing those fight flight responses so that we can shift and make that happen.
Yeah,
Super
it's
cool.
like for those ladies who like want to, have this amazing marriage And then yet every time that they're working on it, then their spouse and then get in a huge fight and a huge argument. And it's like it goes back, it goes negative, like you were saying. And it's like, why? Why is that that happens? Because every time you try to work on something, it's going negative. Same thing with their health. You see that all the time where people lose a bunch of weight and then they gain it all back and
Right.
then some. And it's like,
Yep.
why is that? And that's because of this. It's so cool. It's so
Yep.
eye-opening.
Yeah. So the key here is there's three parts to this. One is that we need to define what we want. And knowing what you want, now you can actually make the change. So as you're creating a goal, back when I started, I was making less than $13,000 a year. I was super addicted to poverty. I didn't know it was something you could be addicted to, but I was actually addicted to poverty. So no matter what I did, it felt like a struggle. I watched my mom go through 5 divorces, my dad through 2. I went through depression, suicidal tendencies, porn addictions, video game addictions, all these things, trying to go and become something, do something that I wanted, which was I wanted to have a good relationship. I wanted to make tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be connected to God. I wanted to just feel vibrant in my health. But I didn't realize that these existed. And for years, I never got my goals. I'd always get towards it a little and then fall short. So fortunately, once you can identify what you want and understand that, then we want to align. So we're actually I'm doing a 3-day virtual event here coming up in the end of this month
So
that
exciting.
takes people through this whole experience where they can witness the power of transformation in 3 days or less. And it's all virtual. Anybody can join. It's like from 9 to 2-ish or something, and 3 days. And if you can't make it live, you got the recording for the whole week. VIPs get access to it forever. And last time we had about 300 so people registered, 350 people. Goal is to have over 500 people this round so that we can get ready for the new year, get ready for Christmas time, get ready for next year so that we can crush it out and learn the skills so that your goals aren't just going to fall flat. And your New Year's goals don't just become like, all right, well, I'll do that next year, but it becomes something that's systematic and programmable and tactical that you can say, now I have a way to reprogram my mind and body to change so that I don't have to suffer with all those past things that I used to suffer with.
That's so awesome. And so many of us make these New Year's resolutions. We start them and then I was just talking to my daughter about this the other day. She was like talking about how the gym was going to get really busy right after New Year's. And then all of a sudden, oh, not so much anymore.
Yeah. No,
And
it's crazy how it happens.
it is, yeah, and I feel like we've all fallen victim to that because we have all these big goals and then but when we realize that it's so hard and we just try and try and try and we're not seeing those results because we have those allergies and addictions, that's when we just revert back.
Yeah.
So, I'm super excited for this 3-day event. I think it's gonna be so powerful and you're gonna be able to impact and help so many people.
Yeah. So I did want to mention this because I know you've been a part of this 3-day virtual event and you went through it. And tell me a little bit about that experience of like, what did you get out of that and how was it different from, because there's a lot of stuff today, there's a lot of noise, but what would you say was different from what you experienced over those past 3 days?
Oh my goodness. Well, it was very transformational. Just in those 3 days, I learned a lot about myself, a lot of things that I didn't even realize that I was defining things as something that I shouldn't have been and I didn't even realize it. So it wasn't until we went through the things that you were teaching in those 3 days that I was able to realize that I had all of these awful thoughts about these things that I actually wanted. And I'm like, why is that? Why am I holding on to all of these awful thoughts and these non-ideal thoughts? And the other thing too is that it was actually very emotional. I found myself, we did the one exercise where I actually lost my voice and I lost it for like a week because of the one exercise that we did. And it was just so powerful. I've never dug that deep and got to all of these things that were just lingering in. And I'm still working on these things. On the things that you taught then, I'm still working on them. And that's the really cool thing about them, is that we can literally do these techniques every day. We have them for life to use, and I love that, because there are definitely different trainings and things that I've learned that are not quite so implementable, where this is. It's so simple. So as long as I can be consistent with doing it on a regular basis, anytime I feel myself having a little bit of resistance to doing something that I know I need to do, or to reaching toward a bigger goal, I can do the techniques that you taught me, which is incredible.
Beautiful. So for those of you who are thinking about joining and learning about the power of alignment, there's a link here, and I put it on the screen here as well. This is Carrie Marie's special link, because we have actually, instead of having to pay $300 for this experience, or even $100 or $50, because it's November and it's all about gratitude and giving back, we wanted to give back to our community and really just make this a movement that anybody on the planet could learn the power that they have inside of themselves. So you can grab this. It's $7 to join us for 3 days, and incredible opportunity. If you really want to, number one, learn some of the fastest tactical ways to make changes. Number two, want to implement that in your life so that you can get results faster. And number three, stop being a victim in any area of your life, whether it's health, wealth, or relationships. So if you want to improve one of those areas, and you want to do it as fast as possible, then this is going to be the thing for you. It's a no limits accelerator, and it's really teaching you that, how to get into a place where you can have it all and get out of the limits. So if you'd like that, go ahead and drop in the chat, and she'll also be following up, and she'll drop you the link. It should be here in the comments section below. If not, just ask for it, and she'll hop on, tag her, and she'll be able to provide that for you so you can get access to it. So thanks so much for joining us today. I know this was short, powerful, and right to the point.
Short and sweet.
There are so many things that we could spend our time on. We could go read books, which are awesome. We could go to just doing the grind. But what if we actually took time? Stephen Covey talks about sharpening the saw. And if we can take time to sharpen our saw, not just keep it going and gets dull and old and then rusty, but what if we took time to upgrade our saw, sharpen that thing so that you can move through things so quickly in your life, unlike you've ever believed possible?
Ooh, love that analogy. It just sounds so freeing.
Sweet. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Drop in the chat or the comments if you'd like to get that link. And thanks, Carrie Marie, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyler. Have a good day.